going to try a little game we just were working on earlier here. We're coming up to everybody knows we're coming up to the midway point of the NFL season, coming up very, very soon. So what we were kind of deciding to do here is we're going to do are they for real or not for real? So I'm going to put a team up on the screen, and I'm going to ask one of you guys, what do you think, for real or not for real? So this is just the AFC, and we're going to have only teams with the winning records because obviously that would take forever to do the other ones. So we're going to bounce around here, and if anybody disagrees with somebody's take, feel free to pipe in here. All right, we're going to go and start up here, and we're going to add it with the Buffalo Bills. Mr. G, Mike, you're up first, my man. Is this team for real or is this just a mirage?
If they can get the receivers to catch and they run their offense through Josh Allen and James Cook, I think they can be for real. I think they can be a contender for sure, right? But the way that they've been playing lately, they just shy away from the things that they're really good at, which doesn't really make sense to me. I like the Atlanta game. Like that one was like the whole first half, you want to use James Cook, and then in the second half, even in the fourth quarter, in the last 4 minutes of the game, you don't even have your best running back out there on the field. Why? He's like probably their best receiver, honestly. And to me, it's very confusing. It's very frustrating just seeing it from like a Buffalo Bills standpoint because I know what their fan base has gone through. So it's like, it's tough to see that they get to that point and they don't get over the hump. But I think they can be contenders, but I got to see better play calling from their offense.
Yeah, I think everybody's probably going to agree with anybody going to have anything to say. I think that the Buffalo Bills are for real. I don't think that it's a fake thing. I agree with you. I think that their running game needs to stay consistent, though. As you can see last week, James Cook went for 216 or 206 yards. So they're trying to get it back together, and I think that bye week came at the right time for them to get their stuff together. BC, you got anything on the Buffalo Bills, man?
No, I mean, just they've been, again, even when they're not at their best, they're still one of the more elite teams in the league. And, again, 40-9. It's against Carolina. The last game, kind of take it with a grain of salt, but still 40-9. They can hang 40 on most teams. So like they're an elite squad. So yeah, definitely contender.
Mr. Clint, man, what you think?
I like Buffalo. Anytime you got Josh Allen, you've got a chance to win. I'm actually concerned on the other side of the ball. That defensive front, there are times they can be pushed around. They're not a big group. They can be pushed up front. They can scheme you, but if you can do a little of both, if you can run and you can pass, we saw Atlanta gave them problems. That would be probably my biggest concern. But again, you got Josh Allen, you're going to be in the hunt. They're a contender.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that one too. I think that's pretty universal. They're for real, but I totally agree with your aspect on the defense because that is a scary thing out there. All right, one that's probably very near and dear to your heart, the Denver Broncos. I'll let you go ahead and take the lead on that one, my man. Explain to me why the Denver Broncos are for real.
I'll make them for real as long as that defense steps up. And now you've got Patrick Surtain going to be out for probably 3-4 weeks. At least probably until after the bye. If they're smart, that's what they'll do. They'll let him stay out until after the bye. You got Houston this week. Defensively, they're very, very strong, but offensively, not quite as much. So you can get away without Pat that. And then you've got the Raiders, and then you've got a bye. Not a bad spot. The offense is starting to show a little bit of signs of life, which is exciting. Bo Nix has a little bit of John Elway can look horrible for 3 quarters and turn it on and get red hot. And that should scare everybody a little bit. And I'm not comparing him to Elway, but he's got a little bit of that because first 3 quarters, Jets, Giants, he looked like hot flaming garbage, and then he got red hot and you didn't want to see him. I'll make him a contender, but that defense has got to be a little bit better. They haven't been quite as good against the run, and their pass rush, I don't know if it's been quite as – they need to blitz to get to the quarterback consistently, and that's a problem. They've got to develop a little more of a pass rush.
Yeah, I'm going with you on that, man. I originally, when we were all talking off camera, just talking or whatever, I did have them as a Super Bowl. I had them in the Super Bowl this year. Oh, wow. Actually, it was a lot based on. Yeah, it was a lot based on the defense, and I was thinking the defense, and I thought Bo Nix was going to be able to do just enough to be able to win the games. In which he's, like you said, now he's starting to come together a little bit more. I'm kind of taking that back now. I never put any money on it or anything like that, but we did have a conversation. I did have them in there. So I'm going to stick and continue with them being contenders just so I can re-flip that around and say I did say that I picked them, so.
I don't blame you one single bit. No, they've got to get a running game going more consistently, and they'll be at least in a playoff team.
BC, for real or not for real?
No, I'm going to give them for real. Although, again, that like we were talking about, alluding to earlier, this stretch without Patrick Surtain, I think, is going to really define where they kind of fall in the contender hierarchy in my book.
G-Mike.
I don't think that PS2 being I don't think is going to really give them issues just because of the teams that they're playing up next. I think kind of mediocre teams. But what I do want to see, I agree with Clint, I want to see better rush offense for sure. And I want to see them unleash Bo Nix. I feel like there's times that they really hold him back and they don't let him try to sling the ball. Like, let the guy get 30 pass attempts a game. If the running game's not working, let him get 30 to 35 pass attempts and see what he can do, because he can use his legs. He's great on the play action, and he has a great accuracy. He could get it to Sutton all the time. He could get it to Troy Franklin all the time. I just want to see more. I want to see Sean Payton to let Bo Nix go out there and ball.
I think the key is really going to be the running game, and if that defense can maintain too. Because I think you're completely right. If I was them, if they can maintain it, I would probably hold Surtain out as well, as long as they can, especially with the bye in sight. All right, sticking with the same division here, man. You got the Los Angeles Chargers. Mr. G, Mike, I know you are heavy on the Chargers in our power rankings. Are you still believing in the Chargers, man?
It's kind of iffy. It's kind of borderline, but I'll give them. If we're saying for real, we're saying like them being in the playoffs, or we're saying like going to the Super Bowl. Because if we're going to the Super Bowl, then
playoffs. We're just thinking playoffs. Yeah,
playoffs. Yeah, I think they can make the playoffs as long as their O-line is healthy. Right now, it is super banged up. I don't really know what the timeline is for their whole offensive line to come back and to actually play together. Hopefully it's sometime by, the end of December or something like that, so they could get some time going into the playoffs. I want to see more from the rush defense. I feel like they've been letting teams run the ball on them consistently so much. And I want to see the running backs get healthy. I feel like Hampton, he was doing good before he got out in the injury. I know Najee Harris is not going to be playing this year. But Vital's been doing good since put in that backup position. So, Justin Herbert, he's looking like an MVP. The receivers are looking good. So they put that all together, man. I think they can be a contender for sure.
BC, buddy.
Yeah, and who'd have thought their best addition this offseason to bring back Keenan Allen? Leading team in yards, leading receptions and targets. Like, he's been security blanket for sure for Justin Herbert. So, and I mean, not to brag a little bit, but of the two of us or three of us here that predicted the outcome of that game, I did call it. Chargers over the Vikings. So
you're right.
You did.
But they're still finding ways to win. And again, it's not a perfect team, but again, I call them contenders for the playoffs. That's what we're going with. So yeah, they have, I think, as good a shot as anybody in that division of making the postseason.
I really like what I see of the Chargers, but you can't have all three of them probably make it in there, and they have a tough division. So I think that they're going to, because of that offensive line, I'm kind of leaning towards, I don't think they're for real. I think they're maybe a year away. I think that Hampton injury is really going to come back to affect them. Vidal's been good for what he's been able to do in the short term, but I'm just not sold on them as much. I think they are a damn good team, and I do think the Harbaugh is a good coach, and I love Herbert, but it's going to be extremely difficult for them in the stretch that I think when they have coming up. They have to play the more divisional games. Now, they did win the 3 divisional games first, so that is going to help them out without a doubt. But I think that Denver started coming into their own. I think that Kansas City's coming into their own. So I think it's going to be, difficult. Wow, that's embarrassing. Gotta love live television. Anyways, excuse me.
A sneeze, baby. Got to sneeze.
Yeah, excuse me. Jeez. Anywho, yeah, so I'm going to actually go with, I think they're pretenders, actually, in this one. Clint, you're up, man. What do you think?
I'll go contender because of the way they started the season. Getting those 3 divisional wins, I think, gives them a leg up on everyone, because now everybody else has got to try to match that. That won't be easy to do. They might have got it in when Denver and Kansas City weren't playing their best, but they got them in.
Right.
Hey, John Harbaugh has just made them tougher up front. If you'd have said years ago, with the system they've always had, they lose this guy, it's over. It's a wrap. We know that's who the Chargers are. Now, I'll leave them as a contender. They're still going to be tough, and like I said, they have a leg up on those divisional wins, so that will help them later in the season for sure.
All right, good stuff. Finally a disagreement here. I like it. All right, we got one more left in that division. That division is just on fire in here, and fresh off the win last night, the Kansas City Chiefs. Clint, I'm going to have you go ahead and take this one too, man. Are you believing in what you're seeing from the Chiefs, man? That's looking pretty good all of a sudden.
It's going to make me throw up, but yeah.
I know, I'm sure.
Not only will I put them as a contender, I'll put them as the best team in the AFC until proven otherwise. And I hate to say that. It literally makes me want to vomit to say that. But everything is coming up Kansas City right now. They're not even playing that well, and they're getting that much better. Their running game is still going to have to eventually show itself consistently against good teams. They haven't done that. You can't have Patrick Mahomes be your leading rusher, but they're getting better every single week. And I might have to lay down because they're a contender.
Yeah, I think you have to kind of go with that. They're just looking really, really good right now. I think with getting Rice back, that changes everything for them. They just look. They honestly, this Chiefs team looks more dynamic, I think, than their offense at least. Looks a little bit more dynamic than even the Tyreek Hill days, I think. I think that they're spreading the ball around a lot more. They have multiple guys that can do what the one Tyreek could do before. So I think that's going to be a huge factor going forward, is that if they're starting to just gel now and they all look like they're enjoying themselves, they look like an actual team, like they're playing together. It doesn't look like all the turmoil, all the pressure of the, all the Super Bowl stuff, whatever. I think this year just reminds me of a year that they're like, hey, we know we're good. Let's just go have fun out there and play. BC, what do you think of Casey?
Well, we're literally focusing on one side of the ball, and it's like we haven't even talked about the defense, though, too. They are scary, like elite in most statistical categories this season, like top 3 in yards, top 2 in points allowed. Like that's. Again, yeah, the offense is starting to click and everything, but the defense has been really grinding it out and kind of found it out a lot for the most part this year. So like I'm in agreement with Clint. I hate saying it, but I got to give they're for real. Now, best team in the AFC. I'm gonna disagree and push back a little bit there. I know that they are figuring it out, and that's scary, but I want to see them kind of sustain that more over the course of the season. But they are. Anytime you've got the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to worry about them. And now, also though too, they've got the defense clicking on all cylinders. Watch out.
G Mike, buddy.
You guys know me, man. If the best is the best, they're gonna remain the best, bro. They started off bad for sure, but like you mentioned, Ray Rice came back. They started clicking on all cylinders. The defense started tying up. It's a 3-headed monster back there. Patrick Mahomes is still gonna be the greatest quarterback right now in the game. He's going to continue to show it until Josh Allen, he ends up dethroning him, taking out the Chiefs in the playoffs, but we haven't seen that yet. So Mahomes is on top. Hall of Fame head coach Andy Reid, man, they got a great offense. Their defense is spectacular. The Chiefs, man, it looks like they're going to get number 1 seed again, bro.
All right. Well, I don't know about all that. Well, we can pump the brakes on that one a little bit there. There's still another team that's playing pretty damn well right now, and we'll get to them in a little bit. But just want to remind everybody, too, man, we have our special guest down here tonight, man. It's Clint Daly of the Daly Dose Sports Podcast, man. So check him out on his socials. While we're getting everything loaded up, man, tell the people how to get a hold of you and where they can find your information at.
Oh, yeah. You can just go to dailydosesports.com. You can find everything over there, and you can look anywhere podcasts are. Tomorrow, we've actually got the Halloween episode of the Daily Dose coming out. We've got one thing that every single NFL team is afraid of. So you might want to check that out because every single team has got a big fear for Halloween this year. Might want to see what your favorite team is.
That is spooktacular. I like it, my man. All right, so we got a couple more teams to go in this situation here, man, and this one is a surprise here, man. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now, like we were saying before, now these are all the teams at the moment going almost to the halfway point that do have winning records. I'll start it off. I do not believe in the Pittsburgh Steelers. They 1 week they look like they're world beaters at some point, and then the next they're just getting ran over. They can't stop a pass. Rodgers looks pretty good, and then sometimes it's just like, he's not really throwing it down the field very much. Clint, you want to start this one off, man? You believe in the Pittsburgh Steelers? Are they pretenders or for real?
To get to the playoffs, I'll have them a contender because they play in that division, and that division right now looks awful. To do anything after that, no. Like you said, they look horrible. The defense is below average. The offense is below average. Aaron Rodgers looks every bit his age. No, I don't have any faith in the Steelers actually doing anything. What I do have faith in is them staying in that horrible cycle of not getting a good draft pick because they're going to barely squeak into the playoffs and then get beat as soon as they do. So I guess that's going to be intact. But other than that, no.
Tomlin playoff streak, man. It's going to keep going. It rolls on and on and on to the detriment of Steelers Nation.
G-Mike, are they for real or not?
Yeah, I agree with Clint, man. I mean, the only team that has a good defense in this division has no offense in this division. So it's like you got to give it to the Steelers because their offense is clicking and they're finding ways to win games. Like, I think each game has been literally like won by like 3 points or something like that. Like, I don't have the stats right in front of me, but just remembering from what they played and who they played since the beginning of the year, the Jets until the last game that they played against the Bengals where they got demolished, like, I don't know, man. The defense is what got demolished. The offense is clicking, but that defense, they were supposed to be top 5 coming into the season, and they don't even look anywhere close to that. I don't know, bro. They got to make it in the playoffs for sure.
It's something I never thought I was going to say, but if Joe Flacco can keep the Bengals looking okay, even though they did lose that game to the Jets, that was a fluky game. I think Justin Fields was really playing out of his mind and really just wanted that win. So stuff happens. It's the NFL any given Sunday. We all know that or something. But if the way the Bengals, if they can get that offense going, they're going to be just like they were last year. They can't stop anybody. They're putting up a bunch of points. Pittsburgh better watch out on that one a little bit. So that's why the only reason I'm kind of nervous about Pittsburgh is that I just don't believe that they're going to continue on here. I think Mike Tomlin will continue this streak of having not a losing season. But I just don't think – I think the Bengals are going to win 1 or 2 more games enough to be able to get past them.
Freak of mediocrity. Can we just also – I think if this kind of holds out for the rest of the season, maybe the AFC North now, as strange as it is the new NFC South. Can we just say that? Maybe the NFC South's not the worst division anymore? Please.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Good times. Well, that's awesome to be.
Don't look good. The Panthers don't look good.
All right, so this
look
all
every
right. Team is ass in that division. No, we at least the South's got the Bucks. We got the Bucks.
This team right here, I think is everybody a big surprise. The New England Patriots, man. New England Patriots are sitting on top of the AFC East, which that was just a shock to everybody pretty much outside of New England. Mr. G, Mike, man, how are you feeling about New England? Are you believing what they're doing right now?
I am, man. I am. I'm a big fan of Drake May, bro. I think he's a great pocket passer. I think he's very intelligent being under center and even in shotgun form. I think their defense has been playing really well. Last game, they took a kind of a step back. But if you really put in all the numbers throughout their whole season up to this point, I think they've been playing really well. I think they'll be able to establish something a little bit later on. They beat the Bills. They got that division win. They've beaten the Finns. Dude, I like them, man. I like them. I think they're a contender. I think they can get that wild card spot for the playoffs.
BC, what's your thoughts? New England, man. It's a wild season this year, huh?
They're the exact opposite of the team we just covered. Like, simply enough, like they are where the Steelers struggle in nearly every category. They were expected to be elite on defense. The Patriots have excelled in almost every single category, and both sides of the ball. Offense is putting up points. Defense is keeping points off the board. Top 5, top 10 in most of these statistical categories. They are just elite in it. I'm as stunned as everybody, and it's just interesting. We talked about. When you talk about offseason additions for teams, a lot of times you look to a player, draft pick, or maybe somebody in free agency. For them, it's acquiring their head coach. Like that, honestly, like Mike Vrabel in New England, I think is a match made in heaven. The exact opposite of Brian Kelly in LSU. He's New England Patriots through and through. Patriots legend from his time there. He knows the culture. He knows the city, knows the team, the organization. And it's literally the perfect fit.
How about old Josh McDaniels? It seems like the only place that dude works at is in New England. Everywhere else he goes, it does not work out at all.
Nope.
I think it's pretty cool to see the New England Patriots bouncing back so quickly, even as a Colts fan. I hate saying that I think it's kind of cool that they're bouncing back to what they used to be, and I love seeing
like them.
No. I'm not saying I
liking
like
them.
them. I despise them. I'm just saying I think it's cool. It's good for the league that they have a good young rookie. They have a good young quarterback that's playing pretty well, and they are actually playing really well. I like Mike Vrabel a lot. I think he just brings that intensity to them, and he reminds me of the old school coaches that actually work, and that team is probably the best place for him. Clint, what's your thoughts, man? Are these guys for real, or are they're just a good streak?
I wish it was a good streak, but no, I think they're for real. Drake May is getting better. It seems like every single week. There are times I worry a little bit about their running game being just consistent, but that'll get better. And I think the more they play Henderson, the better it's going to get. But no, New England's real. He's got them playing very, very tough at the point of attack, and that's how you win football games. So yeah, Mike Vrabel has changed that team completely. And I have to mention, Stephon Diggs has stepped in and has not been a headache just yet. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it's coming, but he's stepped in and done all the right things so far. So that's huge too.
Yeah. No, I agree. Throwing it to Booty the whole time.
Yeah, no, I agree as well. Do you guys think what do you think is going on with the Travion Henderson thing though? Because I know that he's been like, I don't really get what's going on there. If it's just pure loyalty to Ramondre Stevenson, if he has some dirt on Vrabel or something or what, I don't know what the hell it is, but like, why not unleash the kid, especially because he just looks like he's the better runner out of the guys? Do you guys think that's just a old school New England thing that they're not going to veteran first until you completely bomb it? I mean, considering he's already had like a three fumble game, like what else is it going to take for Travion to get out there even when they wasted all the draft pick on him?
Don't put the ball on the ground.
Yep.
And I think Stevenson runs harder. I think Vrabel is used to that Derrick Henry style of running, and I feel like Stevenson, obviously he's not Derrick Henry, but he tries to run as hard as him, where Henderson, he's more of a, catching back and run up an outfield. If he gets to the sideline, he's going to have that boost of speed, but Stevenson, he's going to put his head down and try to go through the gaps.
Yeah, that was just a wild one to me. I would have thought we would all sing Travion Henderson. It might be just like fantasy football talk that you would have thought that everything that went on the preseason.
You drafted him?
Drafted him? No, I did not draft him. But you just would have thought, that he would have been out there a lot more than he has. All right, so we're down to two more teams right now from the one division left, and we're going to go ahead and go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do not believe in Jacksonville. I don't understand, really. They're just such an enigma and a confusing team to figure out, and I don't like Jacksonville either for other reasons. But having said that, it's just wild to me, man. They're so hard to figure out. They did technically beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and they were getting all those all the turnovers, and then they just look lackluster on offense sometimes. And then what's his name? Trevor Lawrence will come up and come up from a play that he came up with and won the game for him. So they're just such a team. I cannot figure them out, and I don't trust that it's going to work out and work out for them. Clint, what do you think, man?
Maybe they can scrape into the wild card. I don't know. I don't have any faith in them. No, I don't view Jacksonville as a contender. I think they have too many flaws in that team. Defense is not great. The wide receivers are really good, except for the catching. But
one of them can play defense, though.
I mean, and it's a good thing he can, because he has to make a lot of tackles when Lawrence throws some of those passes. So it's worked out well.
Mm-hmm.
BC, man, what's Jacksonville like right now, man? They are technically over 500 right now. I believe they're 4-3 right now.
Good for them. They ain't making the playoffs, though. It's about the peak of their season, I think. Like, are they going to make the playoffs? Nope. So there you go. There's your viral clip for Duval.
G-Mike, got any faith in Jaguars or no?
I don't, man. I don't. I think Lawrence, man, he's just super inconsistent. Super inconsistent. The defense is average, and then right now they're looking to shop Brian Thomas Jr. So who are you gonna have catching the ball? Travis, you're gonna depend on Travis Hunter the whole time while he's playing defense too. You need another solid wide receiver out there. And
that's giving up Brian the air quotes in there right now saying that we're not trading him, but sure, I think that you're agreeing with you. I think that they might be. Maybe I don't know.
When the rumor comes out, it comes out from everything internal. Someone leaked out the rumor, and that's why the rumor starts.
That's how they saw Buka putting up all the stats, and they're like, crap, we got to get our boy Travis that offensive rookie of the year. So this is how we do it. Shady.
Trade our best receiver.
Yeah,
for a third round pick.
There we go. Sure. All right, so that leaves us with one more team, and I'll save the best for last, in my opinion.
Of course.
And they are for real. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of my my Indianapolis Colts, man. I think that they are playing great on all sides of the ball. Honestly, Jonathan Taylor should be getting a lot more respect for the MVP voting. I think it's going to be probably falling in the same Saquon Barkley situation where probably should have got it, but they'll probably go to a quarterback. I'm happy with Daniel Jones. I cannot see any kind of problems that I'm seeing with him at all. Like we were saying, we're coming up to about the halfway point of the season, and I haven't seen him make too many boneheaded Daniel Jones New York Giants moves. I think having that year off really helped him out. He got the watch, took that Sam Darnold approach, went with the same team. I think Kevin O'Connor really helped out with that, So I'm very excited what I see in Indianapolis, and I really do think that they are going to be very much contenders. I'm not sure if it's Super Bowl ready yet because Kansas City's still great. I think Denver's going to be another team that will, if they can keep it going. But I really do believe in what Indianapolis is doing, and if they're able to keep the streak going, how they've been going, they do have the number 1 seed, and they have the best record in the NFL right now. It might be 2007 all over again or something here. Who knows? When's the last time you said Indianapolis and New England are some of the top 2 teams in the league? But having said that, man, yeah, I'm very, very believing in my Indianapolis Colts. Mike, what's your thoughts, man? You believe in the Colts?
I believe in the Colts, man. I like their defense a lot. Top 5 for sure. Jonathan Taylor is a complete animal right now. This guy is scoring multiple times in multiple games, and I think he's scored in every single game, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe one game that he didn't score, but dude, he's just animal out there, man. I love their offensive line, the way that they block for him, and the way the pass block too, because Danny Dimes turned into Indiana Jones, and he was able to, come out of that whole negative feedback talk that he had last year going into this year, and he's been showing a lot. But their offense and the defense, and even their special teams are great, man. I think you guys are a contender, and we'll see what's up, man. Because just like you mentioned, you haven't seen Daniel Jones do anything bad, right? What type of quarterback are we gonna get when he comes to the playoffs? Are we gonna get Danny Dimes, or are we gonna get Indiana Jones? Which one is it?
BC, you're loud. You can go ahead and say it, man. They're looking good.
I know they are. Okay. No, they are though. I honestly, there's only one part I would say about Indianapolis that worries me, and that's just the pass defense. I mean, point of attack though, run defense, offense, they're humming on all cylinders, top 5 every category there. Just got to shore up that secondary a little bit. Just got to tighten up a little bit there. Because, again, you start facing some elite passing teams once you get to the postseason. That's something that could bite you later, or, the further along you get. But, again, other than that, best offense in the league by far. Number 1 in points and yards. There's nothing that they have done wrong on that side of the ball. And whether it's through the air, whether it's on the ground, they've dominated. You got to give them their flowers for that. So now it's like, okay, now I think the conversation is starting to shift now with them as, okay, these guys are for real, but now let's see, like what G-Mike was alluding to, can Daniel Jones take that next step? Can Daniel Jones, he's in the right system, it looks like, can he now prove that he's an elite quarterback and really deliver postseason performances? And also not choke away this great head start to season. Pressure's on. No pressure.
No pressure?
Yeah.
What you thinking, Clan? What you thinking? Are they legit or what?
They're legit, and they're legit, especially with Jonathan Taylor playing the way that he's playing. He should be getting MVP consideration. He has been that good. They've got a ton of weapons offensively. Jones has been finding all the right people. It's going to be interesting because they're going to get tested way more in the second half of the season than they did at the beginning. The schedule is going to ramp up. By the time they get to the playoffs, we're going to be a little more sure of what they are because they're going to start facing a little tougher defenses for sure. That'll get interesting. But no, Indianapolis is for real. No question about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. They have in a couple weeks. They got the Chiefs coming up here very soon. I agree. The meat of the schedule is going to be heating up a little bit more. But I do also like the fact of they were able to get these games out, if you will, get the warm up games in, sure, if you will, and if they're going into that system, that now they all look like they're on the same page and ready to go. So I agree that I think that they are very much contenders in this situation, man.